The EP Podcast. Heard everywhere podcasts can be found, and always at the eppodcast.com.
And bellying up to the 9-foot homemade oak bar. Pour yourself a cold one. My name is Chris Lanuti. Welcome to my basement right here in Evergreen Park for 30 minutes of good, brought to you by the First National Bank of Evergreen Park. They are dedicated to supporting our area with great banking tools and friendly service, a true community bank that provides this neighborhood with customized financial solutions like Total Access Checking. That is an account with free ATMs nationwide. Plus, when you open up a Total Access Checking account today, you get a $300 bonus. Open online at bankevergreenpark.com/total-access/EP. $100 required to open. Requirements to qualify. Must use link to apply. Member FDIC. We went to a music festival in Evergreen Park this past weekend. We're going to have some audio from that and tell you about the next big event happening at that location in August. We're also going to look at everything going on around the area in the EP podcast, Word on the Street. But I've got a couple of guys who brought over Guinness, so we're all having the dark, thick Guinness on a Friday afternoon before this episode airs. And of course, it would be a priest that was sitting here and was like, let's start drinking in the afternoon. Father Jim Hyland from Most Holy Redeemer is sitting here. Look at the look on his face.
You're giving me a bad name.
I'm giving you up right away. You're telling me, I know all of you drink. I know that you all do. It's that, you know what? That's like the fun of Catholicism, right? You guys, you get to sit down, you get to have a beer. If I were a single guy living with a bunch of other single guys, which was like college for me, but for you it's every day, I would be drinking.
Well, this is a little early for me. Usually anyway.
And Chris Brett is here as well. He is from Most Holy Redeemer. We've also met him because he's with the Stockyard Kilty Band as well. How are you, Chris?
I'm doing good. This is a little late for me to start drinking.
Yeah. You and I start a little earlier than Father over here. So I want to have you down because I know the carnival got postponed. It was interesting to me when it got postponed, the reaction of people that weren't even part of the parish. People from the village mentioned it to me right away. Like, that is terrible that it got canceled. People that work for Evergreen Park, people that are not part of the parish, they recognize it as one of the big summer events in the entirety of Evergreen Park. And they were like, what happened? And I said, I think they didn't have enough carnies. Is that what happened? There weren't enough people that were able to work it, so the company couldn't do it?
The Carnival company, they bring in a lot of workers from out of the country who need visas. Well, they weren't able to get enough visas.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I mean, and they're mostly seasonal workers.
Seasonal workers.
So they're the same folks that come up every year. It's just they had some problems. And
couldn't get up here.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. They're up here now, though.
Yes.
We're having the carnival now. That's exciting. Yeah. What is the weekend that's coming up? It's not this weekend. It's coming up though. What are the dates?
July 21st to 24th.
21st to the 24th, and you I would imagine you'll have a parking lot full of rides. You'll have food there. You'll have vendors that'll be coming in. You'll have the beer garden, and you'll have live music. I would imagine those are right away the mainstays of any carnival. You're going to have all of that.
That is correct. We are also going to this year open up the carnival on Saturday from 1 to 3 for children with special needs.
I think that's a really cool idea. I've noticed a lot of people are starting to do that, where they're like, okay, some of these noises and the flashing lights and stuff like that are hard on some people, and they get a little left out, and it's a sensory thing, and it actually brings in another crowd to you that probably wouldn't come into the carnival. So do a couple hours and make sure you take care of everybody. That's a good idea.
Yeah, John Manahan, my partner here, he's been pushing it for a couple of years, and we finally got the folks to help us pull this off. So we're really thankful to that.
That's really cool. So who did we book this year as a musical guest?
Well, Thursday night we have Radio Collective. Friday we have the Juke Shakers and the Stockyard Kilty Band. They are perennials.
That's a good band. Okay, I've heard of them, and Stockyard Kilty Band.
They played every year, and of course he read it wrong. It's the world famous Chicago Stockyard Kilty.
Sorry, I should have said that with so many parishioners in the Stockyard Kilty Band.
Yeah, exactly.
I should have said that. I apologize. On Saturday, we have a group, I guess they're making a triumphant return because they played last year, called American Hustle.
Thinking this is going to be like pop music, maybe
is.
something from the 70s, something from the 80s, like some John Cougar
They're rock
Mellencamp.
and roll. They're young kids.
Yeah.
They've played up at Hearts a couple times. They're very good.
All right. I'm looking forward to that.
And then we have the Rumble Cats on Sunday. Right. I know absolutely nothing about the Rumble Cats.
I understand they have horns, so there shall be horns on Sunday.
Are there any musicians inside of the house there, priests that can bust out an instrument and play? Have you ever considered doing it yourself? Like, will there be an acoustic set with you?
No.
There will not. Okay. Listen, I've been sitting around, I've been trying to think of things that, could bolster people coming in. It's already a huge event, but imagine if you had priest karaoke, Chris. I think people would pay money to watch the priest get up and do karaoke.
I do not.
Right?
No.
Just like 1 hour, the fans get to pick the songs, the priests have to sing them, right? Like, that's a moneymaker right there.
You're always thinking, Chris. However, we do have some of your ongoing guests that you have on the show here.
Okay.
So on Thursday, the first couple hours, the mayor and some of the trustees will be bartending, so that anybody wants to come up and say hi to the mayor and the trustees. And
what a scam!
Make
Which
fun
trustees
of Norm.
you got over? Norm Anderson's going to go over there and drink.
Rumor has it Norm will be there.
He's doing that to get the free beer. Okay, I'd watch out for him.
And I'd do anything to keep make sure that Norm's my friend. So if it's free beer, it's free beer. And then rumor has it that almost every night another former guest of yours will be making an appearance at the beer garden every night, and that would be Alex Garcia.
Oh, he's been on the show before, yeah.
He was on last week.
He was talking about the stallions at the parade.
Right.
Yeah, Alex is a good guy.
Right.
I like Alex.
So if you put a beer garden out, Alex is usually there. So
there's a lot of guys that are going to be in that beer garden that are regulars inside of that beer garden, okay? But what I like about the event that you have is, Chris and I can laugh because we know people that are from the parish and we're both part of the parish, but this event brings in a lot of people that aren't even part of the Redeemer Parish. You get a good crowd that comes walking into this place. What is it like handling those crowds over those days? And I would imagine you get an awful lot of help from the Evergreen Park Police Department and different services in the village that kind of have to pop up and assist with this because it seemingly gets bigger every year.
Well, certainly the village assists us in getting permits we need and security through the police department. And really, if there's anything they're able to do for us, they're always willing to do it. So we certainly appreciate their help with that. I think too, I know last year we had all kinds of people coming in because we were,
well, you were the thing. Like last year, you had an event. Like last year was, I'm going to events again. I can't wait. I'm going to whatever it is. People were starved for events. Plus, there wasn't a lot going on in the city limits, and you're right on the outside, so everybody wanted to get in there.
There were a lot of people who probably had never been here before,
right.
But I think they were very happy. They found they were welcome. They were treated well, and had a good time.
It's a great crowd. You get a lot of people that come in there and like to hang out in there, and it's always run very well. That's the thing. I think that I've always felt that when I'm there, I can let my kids that are old enough go walk around and go to the rides. I don't have to worry too much about them. Do you ride the rides? Do you test them out? Do you get early access? That's what I always wonder.
No, I used to ride the rides on Saturday night after they closed the carnival
really?
down. Yeah.
So they let you jump on there.
That was good for a few years.
Now they won't.
They won't do that anymore.
Really?
Yeah.
Imagine bumper cars of adults holding beers at midnight. It was quite a sight.
That's what should be happening, though. I'm happy to hear that they used to do that. You should
that was
bring
when
that
we
back
used to
for
ride
you.
the rides back then.
Oh, that's crazy. Well, they gotta find like just one night where they let you get in there, because I would imagine you're working hard throughout the entire thing, right? Like it's your parish. You're the head of the parish. You probably always feel like you're on duty during the carnival.
I'm out there doing things. Yes, I'll take my turn behind the bar.
Right.
Walk around and talk to people and pull winning tickets, all kinds of things like that. And a lot of sometimes, which we really hope doesn't happen too often, but if there is a problem, for some reason
you're going to throw it out? Is that what you're telling me?
They grab me and say, take care of this, Father. Okay. And sometimes I can, sometimes I can't.
Hopefully we get weather just like we had this past weekend. It was beautiful here in Evergreen Park. A great time to get over to Americanos as well over at 111th and Western. They have that patio set up now. It's really pretty. Some lights out there so you can go indoors or outdoors and enjoy the best and authentic Mexican-American food you can find. It's just outside of Evergreen Park at Americanos Restaurant. Incredible empanadas, revolutionary tortas, and an amazing gourmet taco spread, everything from steak to brisket, from chicken to fish and shrimp and chorizo and pork belly, and a beautiful bar with an extensive selection of tequilas. Like if you're into tequila, check out the bar at Americano's. Great selection of whiskeys, beers, and wines as well. And that Cadillac margarita is the only way to go with the premium, fresh squeezed ingredients. Stop in for lunch, date night, bring the whole family anytime, and check out the catering options as well. Look it up all at americanosrestaurant.com and get over and visit them today. 11060 Southwestern Avenue. Normally when you guys are having like a church event or something, there's like money to be won or something, right?
Which reminds me, Chris, we are having the Last Queen Standing again this year, so that's where I think the payment last year was about $3,200 to the final queen.
Okay.
And then we are going back to the raffle, so we're having the raffle with the raffle grand prize is $10,000, Father.
$10,000.
$10,000.
And there's prizes every night. So
Do you have to be there, or can you buy the tickets while you're there, and then they'll call you later if you win the 10
Well,
Gs?
we prefer that you're there.
Right.
But because everyone gets excited for you if you're there and you win.
Right,
But,
because they're trying to bump some money off.
Yeah.
Hey, Chris just won 10 grand. Let's get him over to the bar before
Well,
he
that's
realizes
exactly. People hope you'll buy a drink for everybody if you win. But winner.
See, I don't want to be there. I'd be running out of the place.
Winner does not have to be present,
Okay.
and if you win and you're not there, we will get in touch with you.
I'm curious, when you're in a big crowd like this, right? I mean, you're the pastor of this parish. I would imagine every pastor has to deal with it. You're out there, you're in public, you're walking through the beer garden. How often do you get somebody that comes walking up and starts telling you, you know what you should do? Like, do you get that? Do you get people that kind of give you a hard time? Like, you know what? I like the church, but we should do this differently. How often do you get hit up with weird requests when you're out in a crowd as the parish priest?
I find that I don't have to be out in a crowd. I get to people. I don't find it happens a lot at the carnival. It happens a lot of other times. But
Yeah.
I mean, I used to say if there's one guy I'd see him and I'd know right away. Not here, not in this parish.
No.
But in other places.
Good disclaimer.
Definitely
somebody from
Every
this
time I
parish.
saw this guy, I knew I was going to hear about what was wrong with the world, what was wrong with the church, what was wrong with the parish, or what was wrong with me. Sometimes a combination of all of those things. So you get all that stuff.
Well,
from
I mean, it's
people.
a weird thing. I think it's one of those things, especially now in this current age, that you get people who just figure, well, if I complain about this, they'll just change it. But we're talking about a 2,000-year-old religion, and you're the priest. Like, your job is to tell them, like, this is what we do, this is how we do it, and this is how things have to be run because this is the way it works. But I'm sure you get that constant, like, somebody like, oh, I like everything, but I'd like you to change this one thing.
One of the things I always do when people say that
Yeah.
is just ask them to kind of, let's see it through. If we change this, then what do we do about this? And because a lot of times one change you make means you got to change like 5 other things.
You open up the Pandora's box.
Yeah, and then you start,
right?
And then, well, I never thought about that. Well, maybe we should think about that. It's not that your idea is bad by any means, but let's think about these other things before we go ahead and do the thing that you want to have changed.
I don't know, Chris. I think he's very, very good at. He could be a politician because he probably deals with so many people. I think he's got an answer for everything.
He does.
No, I don't.
It's always been my simple, because Chris, some people come up to me during the carnival and say, hey, you should do this next year. You should do that next year.
Right.
And my answer is simple. It's like, that's great. I'll put you in charge of that committee. And when, you get all your volunteers, we'll do it.
So the dates again.
July 21st through 24th, Thursday through Sunday.
All right, so that is coming up. And what's the cost for the rides? You guys have that in front of you? You know what's going to be?
Thursdays and Sundays, they have 4-hour wristbands for $25.
Okay.
Friday and Saturday, the first 4 hours wristbands are $30.
Yeah, and I would tell every parent out there, especially the first-time parents, just buy the wristband. Like, you think you're going to buy some individual tickets, and then your kid is like, but I want to stay. And the next thing you know, you're buying the wristband anyway. Just buy the wristband. Just walk in and buy the wristband.
We do not have mega passes this year.
Right.
And that's the carnival company's decision.
That's like the pass for like the entire carnival?
We used to have for the whole carnival.
Right.
You'd buy one of those and...
Carnival company was like, no, we're done with that. We're not doing that. these people from Redeemer, they all buy mega passes and then we can never get them off the rides. Is that what it was?
And then they're all playing softball and baseball, so they had to cut them off because they wouldn't wear them in the tournament. So we just had to replace them so much it probably was cost
That's
prohibitive.
probably what it was. That makes far more sense. All right, so Carnival's coming up. You need volunteers, right?
Absolutely, Chris. Thanks. Yeah, we had our meeting on Tuesday. There's a sign-up genius out there, and you can just go online and pick 2 hours. We looked at it on Tuesday and we were woefully low. Now, usually we have a late minute crowd, but we really are appealing to everybody to just take a couple hour shift, one place or another, wherever you can. There's different things you can do. You can, sell tickets. You can, do pull tabs like you do.
Yeah, I got me and the wife doing pull tabs already. I know we got one shift and I'll probably grab another one if you're short, but hopefully people will jump in there and help you out.
Right. If Chris Lanuti can do it, everybody else can do it.
Exactly. If I can find the time to do it with my very busy schedule, sitting in my basement, drinking beer and podcasting, you can find the time to do it as well, okay?
As I put in the bulletin this Sunday, we can't have success without you.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Kind of corny, but...
Do you find yourself shaming people through the bulletin a lot?
No. I don't think anybody pays any attention to what I have to say about stuff. So.
All right. Anything else before I let you guys go? I don't want to miss something. I want to make sure people know everything. We got the bands. We need you to volunteer, especially if you're a member of the parish. Everybody is welcome to this. We know the dates that it's happening. We know what the bracelets are. We know there's going to be a beer garden. We know that there's going to be trustees serving beer. Definitely they like it when you come walking up and tell them what's wrong with the village, just as much as Father Hyland likes it when you walk up and tell him what's wrong with the parish.
And despite what you said about him earlier, Norm Anderson does love you.
If I could just take this opportunity to thank all the people that are on the Carnival Committee, my fellow parishioners. This is like the second year in a row. Last year we turned it around in about 5 weeks instead of 5 months. This year we had everything planned, and then 2 weeks beforehand we got this curveball through us. They worked hard. They've done a real lot of work, and it's because of them that we're having this carnival. So I want to thank all of them.
All right. I you know what? I think it is amazing. If you think about the last couple of years, what you guys have put together, when you finally have like a normal summer where you could just schedule a carnival, you'll be bored.
Well, for the last 2 years, my kids didn't know what to do on Father's Day because for the first 20 years of their lives, they spent at the carnival because I was working.
You know what? I didn't know what to do on Father's Day. I always volunteered to go stand in the Dad's Club tent and drink beer and make Italian sausages. And then my wife would say, why do you do this every year? And I'm like, because as a dad, I would like a few hours of peace without any of you, where I drink beers with other dads and make sausages. And that was taken away from me the last couple of years. Hopefully we get back to
You
that.
got Italian sausage?
Whatever. What was it? Were they brats?
Yeah.
They're brats.
I was going to say,
All right,
everybody else got bratwurst. How'd you get Italian sausage?
Lanuti, come on, he just brought his own.
It is now time for your EP podcast, Word on the Street, brought to you by Mike Bauer, your country financial representative. Mike handles your auto, your home, your life insurance, and so much more. Get in and visit him. He's always a huge help. My 16-year-old daughter gets her license. She needs to be put on the insurance. Mike did it quickly and gave me all the discounts he could. I've been using him for years. Stop in 3923 West 95th Street or give him a call at 708-425-1559. The Evergreen Park Recreation Department wants to tell you about a couple of programs coming up very soon. Creativity Art Camp, providing kids a chance to explore the exciting world of art and creating. That is going to kick off on July the 18th, next Monday, and run through Thursday. So it's like a 4-day thing, ages 7 to 12, over at the community center. $85 includes all art materials. Starting on Thursday the 21st of July and going for 6 weeks over at Veterans Park for $54, anybody 30 or older can do beginner pickleball. Combines the elements of tennis, badminton, and ping pong, and it is sweeping the country. Learn how to play while you play. All equipment is provided. Once again, that's $54. Sign up for those programs at the community center, 3450 West 97th Street. If you or a loved one are recovering at home from an illness or hospitalization, if you're a fall risk, if you're living with a chronic health condition, if you know somebody who's terminally ill or suffering from dementia, Hibernian Home Care Service, located right here in Evergreen Park, wants to help. Locally owned and operated by a registered nurse with over 25 years experience in health care, their goal is to provide the best care possible. Reach out to Mary Murphy today, 708-634-2450. Approaching in a couple of months on September the 10th, Memories to Go village-wide garage sale. Rain or shine, 9 a.m. until 2 p.m. It's going to be over at Yukich Field, and it's time to sign up. The early sign-up deadline is July the 29th. $5 off, or if you're a repeat customer, you've done it before, and you're signing up early, $10 off. The application is available online right now at evergreenpark-ill.com. And our good friends over at Sid Sauce have finally launched their own website, sidsauce.net. 17 different types of hot sauces available, and they're all crafted. The peppers grown right here in the EP. Support a local business. Try out the delicious sauces, all of them fresh, small batch hot sauces. Get a list of the products, order, have it delivered to you, and check out where they're going to be at different festivals coming up, all at sidsauce.net. If you have something you want us to share, remember to reach out at the eppodcast.com. That's where folks have been submitting their names to be part of a big golf outing going on the 5th of August. It's the Evergreen Park Chamber of Commerce Golf Outing. Now, you can still go to the Chamber website and sign yourself up or sign up for a foursome, but we're giving away free golf right now. Butch Zemar at EliteBenefits.net. He's a local business guy. He's part of the Chamber of Commerce, and he helps you get insurance at your company. Find a cheaper way to do it for not only the company, but for the employees, and cover them well. He's been putting a foursome together. We missed the drawing last week because of the parade, so I'm going to draw two names right now. These two folks will be joining Butch's foursome for free on the 5th of August for the Chamber of Commerce Golf Outing. Congratulations to Adam Kuba. You are one of the names, and as I pull the second one here, it looks like Brian North will be going to golf. If you put your name in, don't worry, there may be another spot open next week. I'm trying to find that out. That also means that if you still want to enter, you might have a shot to get in for free golf. Go to the eppodcast.com, send us a message, leave us a voicemail, or set up your own foursome, or just kind of pay for yourself. It's golf, it's barbecue, there's a cart included, all the details at evergreenparkchamber.org. Want to give a quick shout out to the folks behind the Papa Hops 16-inch softball tournament, the Hopkins family. They had their 8th annual 16-inch softball tournament this past Friday at Kennedy Park. Not the one in Evergreen Park, but the one that's in Chicago at about 113th and Western. And they were nice enough to have me come out there and announce the championship game. It was intense. There were lead changes, there were disputes, there were umpires huddling. It was crazy. And the amount of people that came out to watch this thing, I'm telling you right now, mark it on your calendar for next July and get out and watch this all day long softball. And there was food. It was like a carnival atmosphere. People of all ages out there. Fireworks show. It was nuts. And again, thanks so much to Tommy and Liam and the rest of the Hopkins for having me involved in it. And I got to, grab the microphone, tell people what was going on in the game because it was so crowded. Even with the scoreboard, you could easily get lost with the action because there were that many people stretched around the park trying to watch that last game. Hopefully I did well enough for them and I'll be asked back again. But if you want to learn more about the Tom Hopkins Foundation, Papa Hops has helped out over 50 local families who have been affected by cancer. That's amazing. About $500,000 raised so far, and I think that's before they tally up what happened at the tournament. So they're doing great work over there. Check them out at papahops.org. There was a music fest this weekend in Evergreen Park. You may have missed it. I was there. We're going to check that out in just a moment here before we end the show. Remember, for any needs you may have to help keep you independent, keep you in your home, manage medical conditions, whether it's have an oxygen tank or a sleep apnea machine, or manage your diabetes, or maybe even something bigger like a chair that brings you up the stairs, a ramp up the front of your home, retrofitting the bathroom, making the bathtub easier to get in and out of, all that good stuff, check out Hyatt Home Medical Equipment. They are located right here in Evergreen Park. If you ever have needs, why not go to the local spot? You could stop in and talk to a person. You know the people there. You get it taken care of. You have an issue, they're right there on 95th Street. They're going to work with your insurance and get as much as they can taken off of your shoulders. Check them out at hhme.com or stop in and see them. Mention the EP podcast. You will get a discount on whatever you're purchasing. 3518 West 95th Street in the heart of Evergreen Park. Is this the first annual Music Fest? I believe it is. We got Becky from the American Legion. She is the lifeblood, the engine that makes the car go over here. I feel like at American Legion Post 854, a Music Fest. It was a catchy title. How'd you come up with this one?
Well, we figured we'd like to bring people, music, fun, drinks, and kids and family together. We got some great bands here today. We have the Jukebox Dreamers, and then later on tonight, starting at 8 o'clock, we have the Holdouts.
All right, so the next big event is the car show that's coming up August the 13th. I would imagine a lot of the same, but with some really cool cars that are going to come out here, because I see you got the bounce house, you got popcorn and snow cones, you got beer and food and music, but I mean, I would imagine that's going to be the next big thing is the car show.
Absolutely. There's always things for the kids to do too, so don't forget to bring the family. We're going to do Split the Pot. We're going to do some raffles and baskets. Definitely bring in more music and tons of cars. There's plenty of parking, so you don't have to worry about that, but come on and by and see us.
Well, I heard I had somebody walk up to me and they said, why is the Legion doing this today? And I said, I think they're having just more fun events. Like, you guys seem to be doing more stuff. I mean, you got stuff going on every Saturday night. You got your Queen of Hearts on Wednesday, and you're having more events. Is this like a new attitude over here? Like, just we're gonna have more events and bring out the community?
Absolutely. I think that when people think of the American Legion, they kind of stereotype it as to just veterans. It's a lot more than just veterans. Of course, we always appreciate our veterans and we support our veterans, but we want to make it a family affair as well. You do not have to be a member to come see us here at the Legion. You're always more than welcome to be a member. But we just want to bring more positive vibes out there and know that all people are welcome here. You're all welcome.
Well, famous and landlord, grab on the door. Police come tumbling to join you.
Yeah, they're giving them away up there.
I don't care who you're, get together, let's do good time.
Yeah, I mean, I see it. Every age group is here, all kinds of people. You got people that are members, people that aren't. You got kids running all over the place. You got bags going on. And I would say you don't want to miss a Legion event. What's better than sitting outside, drinking some cold beers, listening to some music, and the next chance is August 13th.
Right? Nothing beats that, Chris. Nothing beats that.
All right, Becky, we'll see you back here on the 13th, okay?
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Another show is wrapped up. Another show's in the books. Another show is wrapped up. And then by the looks, it's going to be a good one. And we'll see you next week. And the nude is basement. And the nude is basement. Another show is wrapped up. Another show is wrapped up. Another show is wrapped up. And it's in the books. Another show is wrapped up. Another show is wrapped up. And by the looks, it's gonna be a good one. Nudie's Basement. Broadcast Basement. The Nudie's Basement. The Broad Basement. Slancha.
The EP Podcast. Heard everywhere podcasts can be found, and always at the EPPodcast.com.